sometimes there's several curse words that come out in my prayer to the Lord.
Same
Because I
too.
feel
I'm like,
what
sorry,
the-
Jesus.
but
Yeah,
what
like, sorry,
the hell
Jesus.
is going on? Like,
you
I'm
know.
like, since it's
Shoot.
in my head, it ain't like
Yeah.
you don't know what I
And
was
like, you don't know.
saying.
Yeah.
Welcome to Filing For It with the Ross Sisters. We still here in KC with Don here at 𝙁𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙬
Chiefs.
Nation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Listen, I tell people all the time, I'm not necessarily a sports fan. I'm a KC fan.
So
like,
all KC sports.
Yeah. So it's like
root for
it could be cornhole for KC, and I'll be like,
Yep, they
let
have
me
a
get
cornhole
me
shirt
a
on, KC
cornhole.
cornholers.
Yeah.
Work
Yep.
the cornholes.
I
What'll
I
be the sign for the cornhole?
Oh no.
What
It
is a
could be like,
cornhole?
okay.
You
Why am I going somewhere else?
So you know that. Okay.
We call it like sandbag throw.
Sandbag
so it has
throwing,
these little,
like,
these
three
little
circle
wood
things.
things.
Okay.
And then it's one on each side, and you gotta, and I think it's like a bullseye thing, ain't it? On the outside.
It's like
of it?
You talking about the
circles.
sandbags?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
you throw the
sandbags.
sandbags
Okay, you
in.
pitch.
Sandbag.
I didn't
That's
know
called
that.
cornhole.
I didn't know that.
I had no clue either.
Me
I thought it was
either.
called sandbags. But
But
that's the
they
black
even
community
got
for
a
you.
national, like a sport that you'll see it on TV, like the cornhole
You
championship.
know what the sport
I think
is?
I
I don't
seen
know if I
that.
brought this up before, but I watched a sport where people are running around on freaking horses.
Is that polo?
No, on fake horses with the stick. The horse is the stick and the horse, and they're running around doing a competition saying, and jumping over things. I am not lying.
You know what the corniest
Yeah.
sport I done seen thus far, especially in
What?
this day and age, where they got the small thing and they
Oh, the
when they
Oh, that
what
little
is it
shifter
called?
thing?
It's
yeah,
called
what is that? Like scraping the ice
it's
and the
on
thing
the,
is, yeah.
I know where they get
I
this
know
stuff
what
from.
that's called, and I
Yeah.
cannot think of it right now.
I know what I don't know.
My
Born
goodness,
is-
it's gonna bug me.
Imagine how much upper body strength it take for that. Just doing that. And
All
then
the way
sliding
down.
above you.
Yeah.
Who does that? Like, I don't know who comes up
Wow.
with these sports. I don't know if they
It
wake
was a
up.
woman who did it. She's like, I'm tired of all this damn sweeping.
That's what it
They about to get me.
So she gonna make
So we over here, we about to sweep ourselves
yeah.
into a championship.
Right, right.
Yeah, what
Yep.
is
He
this?
told her kids, like, no, you gonna be sweeping. So the kids created a sweeping game. This is my theory. They created the game because the mother would kept on making them sweep.
Yeah,
so they
they
end
was
up
like,
coming with the
who
game.
can get it
Wow.
up?
That
Mama,
is-
why are we sweeping the
I
ice
said,
anyway?
this ain't the corniest stuff I done seen.
Yeah, but it's an Olympic sport.
I've seen that.
Well, but
it's
did
really
you
a
see the
national sport.
power walking, the speed walking? Is an
Nuh-uh.
Olympic sport too.
Really?
Like,
Yes. Yeah, and you know, it's like a whole thing. They're like, we're gonna have to judge that. Is that a run?
Or is that
or
a
are they
walk?
walking?
that's weird.
Yeah.
You know, my mom, when she was on the treadmill, and she used to do dances, like treadmill exercises,
She
and
used
turn
to turn
around
around,
and
she be
spin.
like, they
Talking
gonna
about
make
this is going to be
Olympic
Olympic sport out of
of
this,
this.
and swip around and walk backwards and stuff. So you never
Next
know.
thing we know, we're gonna see it in the sport. We were like,
it's gonna be an
Carol
Olympics.
said it first. Carol said
Yep.
it 1st So last time we were talking about fatherhood.
Right.
So I'm wondering, so it's important that we brought up child support because there are a lot of views on child support, how it happens, why it happens in that way, and we all can say it's a broken system. But my question for you as a father, what were the things that played a role on the father that you've become today? Like, why are you
Not
so
ha-
into your
Why
kids?
you so
not
busy?
having a father, because I see where not having a father in your life, how your life can really turn out. I mean, not all cases, but majority of them, like not having that absence of a father, that lack thereof, like it is really detrimental to you, like not having a father. So that's what really drives me to want to be a father and be a better father than the father I had. Like mixing those football games and just sitting down and talking with your son, building that solid relationship. Like, so yeah, that's my take on it.
Do you feel like your father has acknowledged the feelings you have on his fathering, I
Nope.
should say?
Me personally, no. He ain't never set me down like, son, I know I wasn't there. You know what I mean? I know I could have did better, but how can I, moving forward, what can I do? You know what I mean?
And that's
And I'm
important.
grown now, so I really don't look for that, but I got kids.
If you
And
hear it, it's important though.
Yeah, it really means a lot when you hear it. You know what I mean? You kind of show a thing of forgiveness, which I have forgave my father for not being there. I actually called and told him just out the blue, hey man, I love you. And I didn't go into detail. I just said, I love you and I'm willing to forget and forgive, but I said that within myself. I didn't actually say that to him, but just that gesture of kind of like, man, whatever we was going through, it's water under the bridge
done.
now. You know what I mean? But my thing is, like, you got grandkids. If you drop the ball on your kids, you would think the automatic thing would be, okay, he got
Let me
grandkids.
make up for the grandkids.
Yeah, let me be in my grandkids' life. But it's the same pattern. You know what I mean? Like,
because the person they are.
it's what it is. It's the person they are. And you just gotta love people for who they
Yeah.
are.
And Christine told somebody this and said that, you know, maybe the blessing was that he was not a part of your life.
I think we talked about
We
that.
talked about that. Yeah, because you don't know
What he
type
was
of person,
going
yeah,
through.
or what would have happened. Yeah, we don't know what he was going through. We don't know how it would have affected you.
You.
It could have been a worse situation with him in your life than him out of your life.
Absolutely. So you just gotta give thanks to the man above.
He knows what he's doing.
He really do, man. He really do.
And you probably wouldn't be where you at right now.
He probably
If
right.
he was in, I'm just saying that
No,
your
he's
paths
totally
are
right.
created because of what has happened in your past. And maybe that's the path that you need to be on to get to where you need to be.
Because I was just gonna say too, it comes down to that fact, like, do you enjoy who you are now? And I say that because every single thing behind us
Helps
built
us
us up
enjoy
to
to where we are
today.
now.
So if like,
Are
so
you happy?
if it was
Yeah.
different,
I really am. I'm proud of the man I become. Like, and then I used to shy away from my past because I kind of thought it was kind of a little embarrassing. You know what I mean? Didn't have an education. You know what I mean? Ain't never really had no job history, no trades, and nothing like that. And for me to figure it out, you know what I mean? And God to give me that grace to want to be something different and want to be better than my past life. And I just really think that right there, in general, just make me happy. And my kids look up to me, hey, Dad, the kids at your school, they love you, they want to talk to you. And that's a really, like, priceless feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah, random kids, hey, man, I need to talk to you. I want to know how I started this or how you go about doing that and that really means a lot to me. And that let me know I'm making an impact and inspiring somebody. So that feeling and all right there, that's a good feeling. It
And
really
that's the
is.
important stuff.
and I like where you're going with that because it is going back to how can we build up the next generation? How do they get to where you are?
And I think they really need to see somebody who look like them. You know what I mean? Who came from the same struggle, whatever they going through now. They can kind of tell them, hey, man, it's okay. You can get out of that, but it's up to you to make that change.
It's up to you.
You to make them sacrifices necessary to make that change. So yeah, man, I love talking to kids. I love motivating them whenever we get a chance. Or anybody asks, hey man, I'm trying to start my clothing brand. What can I do? Come to the shop, man. We sit down and
talk about
brainstorm. Let's talk about it. Let's come up with some ideas and see what your plan is. So I love it. I really do.
I seen on Facebook that you did a speech or something at a school.
Yeah, this was for Lincoln Prep, man. Shout out to Lincoln Prep, man. They come to me when they need their clothing brand. So I thought it was only right for me to give back and pour into the youth. Yeah, so.
Well, and I was going to say one thing I like that you said is that sacrifice because a lot of us don't realize that we gain nothing without sacrifice. Anything you do that's worth doing
gonna take
has to
sacrifice.
have a sacrifice. So I think a lot of people, even when we look at the stars, when we look at people with these huge brands and, Gucci, whatever, we only see the product.
flashy. Yep.
We don't see the sacrifice that was made. And somebody had to make deep sacrifice. And even as you go on building a business, you make deep sacrifices. So I think that's one thing that kids and people we need to see ourselves see today is that we're not even who we are without the sacrifices that we've made.
And and speaking of businesses, that's a sacrifice in itself because when it comes down to it, you got people that say, I can do this, I can help you with this, I can help you with that, woo, 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 woo. And it's a gamble. Business is a gamble. You don't know who's going to produce what they say they can produce unless they produce what they say they're going to produce. So, and we need to, and that's a sacrifice. That's a struggle. It takes a lot of wisdom to be where you are. I remember when I first seen your shop, and it was at the Landon Mall.
The Landon Mall.
Oh yeah, it was at a kiosk, and to actually have a brick and mortar building. I mean, dude, you doing your
doing
thing.
it.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
man.
I
I
mean,
do.
you are definitely a success story, and people need to, the kids need to see that.
They really
They
do.
need to see you and your kids, and then your kids know now they empowered to know that they can do this if they want to too. It's not a question because some kids like, oh, I want to be able to do this. I'm not sure if I can. Your kids now know, oh, I can do that. My dad did that.
Yep, and that's crazy
Yeah,
you say that because my daughter be like, okay, my dad doing that. I want to start a lip gloss line. And my son even came to me, hey, Dad, I want to start my clothing brand. I like to think that's because of me and what foundation I laid. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yep. And
Yes.
we gotta empower our kids based on what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're not doing what we need to do, they're not going to see what the potential of what they can do.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right about that.
Well, and the thing about it is, I remember talking to my nephew Saran, and when he was little, I was like, anything's possible.
It really is.
Except him
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Saran, I'm gonna hate on you.
Boo,
But
you
you want
can't
to be
do-
a singer and it's just not your thing.
That
You
is
got
true,
auto tune now.
Oh, wait, hold up.
No,
Yes, you
man.
can be a singer, baby.
You got
I'll
to
take
learn.
that back.
Auto tune,
Right?
Yeah, it'll put you in the game. So
But,
sky's the limit.
right. But I think it's important because I think as we start adulting, we forget that anything's possible. So it's like, because I even remember Saran caught me up one time, and I don't even remember what he said to me, but I said, he goes, well, Auntie, you said anything's possible. I'm like, Jesus help me. I did say that. And, but it helped me to be like, no, he's right. If you can make a plan, if you can put that grind in, anything is possible. And we need our kids to know that it don't matter where you come from, where you look like.
Or where you
That's
started
why
or
we're
what
all
age you
here,
started.
or what age you started at. That's why we're all here to let y'all know
That you
anything
can.
is possible as long as you want to put the work, put that grind into it, but also allow yourself to have a community around you that's also going to be supporting you. And mind you, that community might not be your family all the time.
Right.
90% of the time it's not your family.
Yep.
And that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, because that baffled me a lot. You know what I mean? It'd be like the people you grew up with, you always think they'd be the one to support you, but it's the total opposite.
Yep.
But the
Strangers are
people-
holding you down.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I never thought. Like when I first started the brand, people used to always say that like it's gonna be the strangers support you more than the people you know. Like damn, okay, I got my cousins, my sisters, my brother. You know what I mean? Not saying they don't support me, but it's speaking in general. Like, and that is really like that. It really is like that. You got a person you ain't never met before rooting you on. The artist. You know what I mean? He'll come here, hey man, I seen your segment, I seen your interview. I just want to tell you congratulations, I'm proud of you. And like, but you don't get that from some family members. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or close friends or the bros you grew up with. You know what I mean? So anybody who's trying to start a clothing brand or not even just start business, go into that entrepreneur lifestyle and like have your own brand or your own business, like don't expect nothing from nobody, man. You really got to put that work in, and as you keep going and you keep grinding, the right people come in your life and support you at the right
Because
time.
God is going to put you in situations where you need to be so you can be where you need to be.
Yeah.
And no matter, and you can start this alone without anybody, and it's still going to come. Because if that's your path, that's your path.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and it's going to happen in a way it needs to. And the thing is, too, that we need to realize that shit happens.
Yeah.
So no matter where you at, that does not mean you can't make it to where you need to be.
Absolutely.
Stuff happens. It will happen. And if you think it won't happen, something's wrong with you.
And you always got to keep God first.
Yeah.
We ain't strong enough. I know I ain't.
I'm not either.
I be needing God to lean on. I cry to God. I pray. I get to my knees and I pray. I ask why. But, I mean, I know they say don't ask God why, but I ask God why sometimes. Because I like to think God I like to talk to God like we talking right now. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that because I'm like, one, I was at church the other day looking at we were at the IF conference, and I was telling my little group around me, I said, sometimes there's several curse words that come out in my prayer to the Lord.
Same
I'm
too.
like,
Like,
what
sorry,
the-
Jesus.
But
Yeah, I'm like,
what
sorry,
the
Jesus.
hell
I'm
is going on? Like,
you
I'm
know.
like, since it's
Shoot.
in my head, it ain't like
Yeah.
you don't know what I
And like
mean.
he don't know, yeah. He know how to talk
Like,
and stuff.
damn, God, my God, you
Yeah.
put me on this path now. It's
Right,
getting
right,
hard.
right.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but damn, I mean, I'm sorry for that. But
Yeah.
Listen,
Help
we
me get-
saying the nice words because I say a lot worse.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. I'm trying to keep this PG-13.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like the Lord hears us, and whatever plan that we have, the Lord's planted it in us, and it's for us to be like submitting and saying, okay, what you want to do with this? Because what I know with my business, nothing would be happening without the Lord.
I
Like
agree.
even the bad things have blessed me. I was actually talking to my auntie earlier, and I was like, you know what? With this person who was in my life, if it wasn't for their bullshit, I
They
could have
did
been,
this.
yeah, I wouldn't have been able to fix my
Yep.
bullshit.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, they had bullshit, but I had it too,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to reconcile
Grow
mine in
from
some
that.
kind of way and grow it.
And fall
Yeah.
forward
And
So
from that
fall forward.
bullshit.
yeah,
Yep.
and fall forward
Mhm.
because it all comes down to it's not what you experience; it is what you do with that experience.
Yeah, what you
Like
take
you,
from it.
yeah, you
Right.
could either let it hold you down.
And be mad. Oh,
And
this
be
happened
mad
to
and
me.
like-
And feel sorry about yourself. Or you can use it as a block to step on, to grow, and to move forward.
Everything got that silver lining, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a matter of perspective, though, because we always want to do this woe is me thing. A lot of people do that, and I
Say it
used to be
again.
the woe is me. Like I don't even know if that's how you say it.
It's woe is
Woe is me. This happened to me. Woe is me. You know, but we need to get out of that because it's only there to make us stronger. God is not going to put nothing in front of you if it's not going to benefit you.
Yeah.
He's not that type of guy.
I'm still learning that.
Yeah, but it's a
I still
perspective.
fall short of that. I
Oh,
really
it's
do,
hard.
man.
It's hard because you're like,
Listen,
damn. Shoot, somebody just hit my car. Now I ain't got no insurance and my car broke. And you're like, how can this help me grow?
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Don't hold on. You don't
Ask
even
God.
know.
because-
Yeah.
But it can.
But also, I feel like it goes back to perspective. Some stuff we don't even know the purpose of that happening until 10 years down the line,
Yeah.
5 years down the line. And I've seen the connection in my own life. I was like,
Yep.
oh, like
This
I
is why
got
this
you now. I
happened.
got you.
Right.
This made sense.
Because
But-
if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
But-
and this was protecting my butt in this situation.
right. But then you be like, Lord, why
What
can't you
happened?
just give me the screenplay?
Yeah.
I could have learned from the commercial.
I could have learned from the commercial. I didn't have to go through that,
Right.
but it typically build character. You know what I mean? It really do. It build character. It build up our integrity
Perseverance,
and who we are,
muscles.
and yeah, and how to handle adversity. So you really got to go through that. You know what I mean? You
And
really
it sucks,
do.
though.
It sucks. It's
It sucks.
hard, but
Yeah.
it really builds you up to be a better human being, a better father, better mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's so easy for people to take this conversation that we say in more of a flippant way, like, oh, they just said, giving us all this jazz, making it look all nice and whatever. But really look at the stories of the people who you look up to.
They didn't
What
have
was
easy
the
lives.
actual story?
Mhm.
Like,
Some
and do
people
you
do, though.
even know the story? Do you even know the story? Because, and I can't even say some people do, because realistically, some of the struggles, we become so complacent with it that we don't realize how
Yeah,
that
it
was a
was.
building block. So it was like no actor just jumped into it and did great, because your mama could be an actor, but you might have sucked when you first started.
Yeah.
Like you wasn't
you're
getting no callbacks, and the only reason you got that callback that you
Was
made
your
it
mama.
was because your mama was persistent and said, "Well, you know what? I'm Nicole Kidman." Not saying that was her, y'all. Not saying it was
Yeah,
just the
just
name
using
popped
that,
in my
yeah.
head. Just popped in my head and said she really been trying. Just give her a chance. It's on me. Like I'll eat this one if I'm wrong. So I feel like having someone that goes out on the limb for you, and I think when we even talk about fatherhood and parenthood in general, one of our roles is to go out on the limb for our kids. Now, when I say going out the limb, sometimes you got to push those fools off that cliff now.
Right.
And I
Really
say
do.
that because you over here staying too close to the best, staying too comfortable, when I need you to grow. So I need you to do a free fall so
Right.
you can get your life
Because
right.
you
Yeah.
can't grow and be comfortable. Those
Nope,
things
you can't.
don't
They
coincide.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
They don't work. So
You
if you
wanna be
like comfortable in your life, you need to rearrange things in your life
Yeah.
because you're not growing.
You're not growing.
Yeah.
It should be some consternation in some of the things you do. You should get some of that nervousness, because it's like, oh, I feel like I'm like teetering on this cliff. But sometimes when you look off, you see all the beauty. Carmen just came from Dominican Republic.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Like,
I recommend that. Most hospitable group of people.
No stuff.
Oh, I loved it.
but I bring it that because I bring it to her trip to Dominican only because she was like, we had so much fun in the city, blah blah blah. But she goes,
Soon as you
they
step
really
out.
like once you stepped out of the resort, it looked different. It wasn't a bad different. It's just like they're trying to create paradise. So sometimes we got to realize it is our job to take the pieces to create the paradise that we
want.
need.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the Lord will tell you where to put them because He is the director. He is the director of that. But it is your job to look at each piece that you looked at and hand it to the Lord so He can tell you where to put it. What will create your paradise out of what happened out of that situation?
And sometimes you won't know where to put it, and He'll just put it somewhere, and you trying to figure out why is this in the middle of the road.
Just be patient.
Yeah. Just be patient.
Be patient. You'll see why my plan always. I know it's crazy, especially like leaving it all up to God, but you really do, because His plan is is imperfect. Is imperfect. Is that the right word I'm using?
It's
Perfectly
Perfect.
imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect. Okay, there you go.
Because my imperfections, it's helped me. My weakness, what it said, my weakness, he's made strong.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't have those imperfections, then how can I grow?
How could you even see your strength if everything came easy to you?
Yeah.
Right.
You would have no strength. If we were just talking about my cousin lifting up 500 pounds, I think on like a bench press or whatever.
Yeah.
And he paid for that later, unfortunately. But, you know, as kids, we do these risky things that we don't think about. And even the Bible talks about out of the mouth of babes. It talks so many, like having a child
Say
now
that
faith
again?
out of the mouth of babes.
Explain to me what that means, because somebody just put that under a post that I
So
posted something.
you know how the kids are total uninhibited in what they do. So if a little kid says that's a good looking guy, that means they actually believe that you're a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, you know, you ain't never saw a kid lie. Your little son, Messiah, ain't going to come
tell the
out there and
truth.
lie. He going to tell the truth. So out of the mouth of babes, that really where we end up seeing the truth, because they don't have
That
those
filter that
restrictions to
we
be
have.
able to
Yeah.
say, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. Now, after they got spanked a little bit for saying it, they
probably
have that pause moment. But it's out of that mouth of babes, is that having faith like a child, that
Childlike
again, going back to that impossible, doing the impossible. Like kids 100% believe they can be Superman.
They sure do.
Like if you ask,
When do we lose that imagination?
oh, that's a good
Right.
question though.
I wonder what age.
When all the adult stuff hit us, bills, and you got to get a job, and
Yeah,
society
maybe
in
even
general.
before then. I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I guess I feel that I lost a lot of faith in a lot of things I did. What me growing up with mental illness was at a younger age, because I thought I can conquer anything growing up. But as my mental illness kind of increased, I realized that, oh man, I have a lot of restrictions in life. And I felt like I was robbed sometimes of some of the dreams that I thought I could have, because I wanted to be a lawyer. I'm glad I'm not, by the way, because that's one
I
thing
can see that on you, though.
yeah, I mean, I really want to be a lawyer.
I can see that.
But I feel that I had a different perspective of things younger. But, you know, I don't know. What about you? When did you feel that, hey, man, maybe I'm not going to be able to be a singer or astronaut?
Listen, I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to be a forensic scientist.
I remember that.
you had a stomach for that?
Huh? Yeah, I love that stuff.
In real
me
life?
And Corman
I
get a
can't
little
do it.
queasy sometimes.
Me too.
But
do
this is what I can say. When I realized I was not going to push myself to get a love for chemistry, is when the forensic, and I was totally content with the decision. When I realized with the attorney, I ain't trying to do all that research. I was totally content with that decision.
I wanted to be a cook. When I realized how hot those kitchens were, I said, no, sirree, Bob. And it's crazy how I give up a dream so quickly. Because I'm telling you, heat is my thing. I used to play golf, and I did a golf tournament in Kansas City.
How'd it go?
I did really good, except the heat got too hot. I stopped playing. I was like, no,
She really
I am not
did.
made for, hell no. Hell, I am not made for
We
heat.
are Christians for a reason, because we're trying to stay out the fire. We're trying to stay out
okay.
the fire.
I can't do heat. I get lethargic, and I'm not.
You play golf.
Yeah, I used to play golf in high
sure
school.
did.
Wow.
I loved it too, and I need to get back on. I was telling myself this summer I'm going to get back into it, but if it's too hot, I'm gonna be at home.
Listen, we got a golf tournament in a couple of months that I will not be
Yeah,
attending.
I'm
And they be
doing
like,
it.
Dr.
gonna
Ross,
do
you
it?
going?
I'm gonna do
She
it, but I'm not
going.
gonna actively do it. I'm gonna play around.
She gonna
and
roll
drive.
in the golf cart.
Yep.
Where's
So-
it gonna be? It's gonna be here in Kansas?
No, it's gonna
No,
be
it's in Albuquerque.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
But I feel like, we kind of look at those dreams, and it's up to us as adults to shed what we feel like is impossible. And I think especially when you're raising kids, you have to shed that, and you have to be intentional in shedding it, because some stuff might be impossible. And when I say some stuff might be impossible, like, do I really want to what is a jetpack implanted in my leg so I can fly?
They doing that
No.
now?
You know what?
Anything's
It might
possible.
become a thing. It might become a thing. I'm just
Wow.
saying. But whoever tries to do it off of this thing, you heard it first, and you give me 20%.
Right.
Listen,
Put a
listen.
jetpack in
All
your
due
leg.
respect, but
These niggas gonna be drunk driving, drunk. I can see these niggas now.
Talk about when you can't fly and drink.
No, for real. Hood up. The car that stopped mid-flight and up.
Yeah.
But
Well,
but we do need to close up. But it's like, we need to keep our dreams alive.
We
We
do.
need to press forward as a people, as a community.
and as an older individuals too, we cannot give up on our dreams just because we're older.
Yeah.
Because I graduated my master's at 39.
And if we feel like our dreams are kind of gone away, let's
Find
let's encourage our kids. You know what I mean? Let's encourage them and push them to move forward and always keep that broad imagination that you can do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
The only limit is the limit that you provide
on
yourself.
yourself, absolutely.
Yep, that's true. Well, thank you guys for joining us for Following Forward. Thank you, Don. We really enjoyed you with Deep Rooted.
Thanks for having
We've been
me.
wearing our Deep Rooted
Yeah,
gear on all
got
the episodes
purchased,
and
yeah.
stuff. And Don, thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead. I have a jewelry company called Charmed by Carm,
Okay.
and I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. I like how he's rocking it. So if you guys,
Gifting it?
yes, I'm giving it to
Thank
you, sir.
you.
Because you look so good in
Thank
it.
you. I feel good.
So thank you guys, and you guys have a blessed day. See you
Thank you
next
guys
time.
so much.